Many of you would give it all up if you could just live off of a man.
So this woman is clearly a triggered narcissistic woman who, of course, is transactional and values money and looks over everything. And in this video went on to say most women wish they can just live off their looks and live off a man, even though women didn't even have the right to have their own bank accounts until the 1970s. So we were kind of forced to live off men. We weren't doing it because we wanted to, my love. See, she's projecting a whole lot in the video, and basically she admitted she just can't stand women. And she said women are way worse than men. Oh man, that's crazy. Considering 95% of domestic violence is committed by men, 95% of SA is committed by men, and 97% of child SA is committed by men. But alright, it's women. We're really the biggest issue. I mean, women like that are the problem. Women like her that promote narcissistic views and division against women and promote not liking other women and promote, oh, once you're 30, you're old, and oh, you must look good. You're jealous of beautiful women who use psychopathic and narcissistic men that abuse them and cheat on them for their money. You're just so jealous. Yeah, everybody's so jealous of Cassie and Beyonce and Cardi B. Everybody's just so jealous of all these women who sacrifice their self-respect and dignity for some money because they didn't want to make it by themselves because they're lazy. You know, some women are actually beautiful and could live off their looks. They're just not shallow, narcissistic sociopaths, and they see more to life than their looks. And they don't want to be just used for their looks because, trust me, it's not fun. Then they just see you as an object and they don't value you. Kind of like a pair of sneakers. They collect you like you're just one of their Jordans. You might look good. They might like how you look when they wear you, but they don't give a fuck about you. You're just a pair of shoes. You're an object. Women literally fought for our rights to be independent, to escape abusive relationships. The suicide rate for women used to be 70% before we were independent. And now you're out here saying this type of garbage and saying that independent women are jealous of women who are still stuck in the 1950s mentality, who are narcissists, who want to use their looks and live off men for their money. I know plenty of women that ain't that good looking and they living off men for their money too. It got nothing to do with looks. Plenty of women who don't look good are also using men for their money. I know a lot. A lot of women are just weak. They don't know how to be without a man. They're codependent. They also hate women. They hate themselves. They're willing to be cheated on and abused and stay with a man just for money. They don't want to take care of themselves. They don't want to be independent. They want to be codependent. They want to be dependent because they're narcissists. Narcissists are codependent. Narcissists are parasitic. See, psychopaths and sociopaths are parasitic. They use their supply to survive. So a narcissistic woman obviously is going to use relationships as transactional. She's going to use her looks or whatever she can to get by. But even women who don't look good also use men and stay in relationships and get cheated on and stay for the benefits of the relationship as well. No, sweetie. Independent women are not jealous of you women that are delusional, that hate other women. You're projecting. You're jealous of independent women because the truth is you wish you could be one. You wish you had the balls to be alone. You wish you could be independent, but you're afraid that you're not going to be able to survive, or you're probably just not going to have this fancy lifestyle that you're being bribed and love bombed and given in exchange for your self-respect and your soul, sweetheart. See, you're not a real one. Real ones rather struggle on their own than stay with some man for money. You're a pick-me, and you're calling other people pick-me's for not being a pick-me because you're triggered by independent women. Like, women being independent has everything to do with avoiding men and being safe, considering they're unaliving us and our children and they're highly dangerous. And yeah, that's kind of the entire reason we fought for our civil rights. Like, women weren't in marriages or with men because they wanted to be. They were forced to be for their survival. Because again, women could not have a bank account until the 1970s. And you're still choosing to act like it's the 1950s and women don't want equality. Women are liars. No, you're a liar. No, you don't want equality. No, you want to live off a man. These are your feelings that you're projecting because you feel insecure about your own decisions. So now you have to make a video trying to bash independent women and call them liars because you're a liar, and tell independent women that they're jealous because you're jealous, and try to make looks the most valuable thing, or say every woman cares about looks. That's the number one thing all women care about because that's the number one thing you care about. And you envy women who don't revolve their life around how they look. That whole video was a whole lot of fucking projection. Like, say you have mommy issues and you hate women without saying you hate women. Like, but people love to project. People love to project their insecurities on others. You had to call independent women liars and jealous and say that we think we're ugly, and you know the truth. You know independent women really wish they could just live off a man's money, and they're just jealous that they can't. Like, sis, you have the audacity to make that video and call people pick-me's, and that was the most pick-me video I've ever seen in my fucking life. Sis, that's how you feel. And the birds of a feather that you flock together with, them birds you flock with, that's how they probably feel too. But sis, it's true. There are women that looks are not the most important thing. They know there's more to life than looks. There's more to life than money. I'm sorry that you're a narcissist and you only value superficial and surface level things. I'm sorry that you find it hard to believe that women don't want to stay in narcissistic or abusive, invalidating relationships with men that drain them and don't treat them right and prefer to be alone, and no amount of money in the world is worth a lot of women's peace, sanity, dignity, and self-respect. But clearly yours is for sale and has a price. Sorry, sis. Sorrows, prayers. Don't come mad at independent women because you a dependent woman. You a dependent woman. That's cool. But don't project you being a liar, you thinking looks is the number one thing in life, you wanting to be dependent on men, your feelings on other women. That's how you feel. If independent women wanted to be a dependent woman like you, they would have just stayed in relationships with men and tolerated the behavior. But a lot of women have self-respect. They're not codependent. And they're okay being alone rather than staying miserable and unhappy in a relationship, wishing they could be alone and independent, and making videos projecting their insecurities on other women and their hatred on other women.